Brock Lesnar destroys Bron Breakker. Jelly Roll chokeslams Logan Paul on Jimmy Kimmel. Pat McAfee breaks silence after being replaced on WWE commentary. Goldberg is going to AEW after being upset with WWE. Very unfortunate news on Hulk Hogan. AJ Styles is leaving WWE. R-Truth asks a NSFW question, leaving fans confused. Kevin Owens had a serious accident in Saudi Arabia. Seth Rollins addresses his WWE injury. Roman Reigns is behind recent WWE changes. Let's dive right in. Jelly Roll chokeslams Logan Paul on Jimmy Kimmel. Wednesday's Jimmy Kimmel Live turned into a wild WWE spectacle when guest host Jelly Roll's interview with Randy Orton exploded into chaos. Drew McIntyre crashed the set, and Logan Paul ended up chokeslammed through a glass table by the country star. The segment kicked off with Jelly Roll and Orton chatting about Saturday night's main event, where McIntyre hit Jelly Roll with a Claymore kick. Orton vowed they'd get payback, saying, "We got each other's back, man. That's what we're in this together. At SummerSlam, we're gonna get ours." Things escalated when McIntyre interrupted, claiming he came in peace, but quickly throwing verbal jabs at Jelly Roll. "You truly are an inspiration to trailer trash all across the world, brother," McIntyre sneered, adding, "After you lost all that weight, how did it feel to finally see your little Tootsie Roll for the first time in 20 years? Orton wasn't having it, snapping back, "Nobody flew here to see you act like a prick. Wrong time, wrong place." The two brawled off the set, leaving Jelly Roll to regain control, until Logan Paul stormed in. Paul mocked Jelly Roll relentlessly, saying, "You a late-night talk show host? You a wrestler? You a country star?" He piled on, "You, my friend, are a greasy redneck prison rat," before slapping Jelly Roll across the face and declaring, "There's your receipt, stupid. It's Logan Paul's show now, a real superstar." That was the last straw. Jelly Roll fired back with a slap of his own, then grabbed Paul by the throat and chokeslammed him through the interview table, sending the crowd wild. The segment closed with Paul out cold in the debris. Jelly Roll went from guest host to WWE-level destroyer, sending a clear message with SummerSlam looming. Is this a sign he'll officially step into the ring at the biggest party of the summer? Pat McAfee breaks silence after being replaced on WWE commentary. Pat McAfee's absence from WWE TV has left fans frustrated, but the former NFL punter stepped away after admittedly burning out from a grueling road schedule. His break opened the door for Corey Graves to return to the main roster commentary team alongside Wade Barrett. On the Pat McAfee show, the 38-year-old shared his thoughts, showering praise on Graves and Barrett for stepping up in his place, emphasizing that the show rolls on no matter who's calling it. Corey Graves, so good. Wade Barrett, so good. For people that watch wrestling, like whatever happened to Seth freaking Rollins, that's a massive ordeal to WWE because everything that's going on right now. For me at the commentator position, it's like, show moves on regardless, McAfee said. On a recent Storytime with Dutch Mantel podcast, the former WWE manager suggested McAfee might be done as a full-time broadcaster, but could still pop up for premium live events to draw new viewers. He may do a pay-per-view. He may do that. He could be a guest appearance. Or you could have a three-man commentary booth because he is a very, very good color commentator, and it is something that to advertise because he does have his fans and say, Pat McAfee is going to be joining us on this one. And I actually think you have some people tuning in just to hear Pat, Mantel said. McAfee's last wrestling appearance was at Money in the Bank. Whether he'll return to the commentary booth for SummerSlam 2025, the biggest party of the summer, is still up in the air. Goldberg is going to AEW after being upset with WWE. WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg has stirred up a storm with his recent rant about his final WWE match, and now speculation is swirling about his next move. On the Ariel Helwani show, the wrestling legend didn't hold back, expressing frustration over how WWE handled his retirement match at Saturday night's main event, particularly when his farewell speech was cut short on the broadcast. The comments split the WWE universe. Some backed him, while others called him ungrateful. Ariel Helwani weighed in on the latest Busted Open, hinting that Goldberg's outburst might be more than just venting. I will say at one point I was like, is he working me right now? Is this like part of the story that he's upset? Maybe he does pop up in 2 weeks on AEW and say, these guys screwed me, and all that stuff. You know, where workers work, so who knows. I'm not putting that one past them either, Helwani said. Helwani also noted he was caught off guard by the depth of Goldberg's frustration over the SNME broadcast. I will be 1000% honest with you. I was not expecting that. I got the sense maybe that because the post-match interview got cut off that maybe he was a little perturbed, but I didn't think that that would cloud the entire thing because I do agree with you, it's very rare to get an opportunity like that, Helwani said. It's unclear if the former Universal Champion is truly done with wrestling. His dissatisfaction with his WWE send-off has fans wondering if he might take another shot at a proper farewell elsewhere, possibly in AEW. On the Ariel Helwani show, Goldberg also touched on his relationship with Triple H, noting they're on good terms now despite past tensions. "We speak infrequently, but we have a good relationship, I believe. It was tumultuous throughout times of our careers, to say it mildly. But you know, it's where it's at, man. It's Triple H," he said. Goldberg didn't mince words about his cutoff speech, suggesting WWE would have been more careful with homegrown stars. "I'm not saying it was done on purpose by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying that it wasn't prepared for on purpose. That's all. I mean, they wouldn't do that to Taker, right? I don't think they would. They're not going to do that to Cena. Cena's going around the world doing his retirement thing," he said. WWE did have Cody Rhodes join Goldberg's farewell at SNME, where the American Nightmare came out to honor the legend and address the fans. Whether Goldberg's next chapter involves AEW or a wrestling comeback elsewhere remains to be seen. Very unfortunate news on Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has faced a wave of tough news lately, and the latest report adds to the disappointment. While rumors recently swirled about the wrestling legend being at death's door, those were debunked by his wife, who clarified that Hogan was not in a coma or facing life-threatening issues. However, he did undergo surgery and hospital treatment for ongoing back problems. Now, Fightful Select's Q&A has revealed more unfortunate news. The biopic about Hogan's life, which was set to star Chris Hemsworth, has been officially canceled. The film faced repeated delays, and the report notes there was little genuine interest in pushing it forward. Challenges in separating fact from fiction in Hogan's storied career proved to be a sticking point, leading to the project's demise. For now, it seems the WWE icon's life story won't be hitting the big screen. AJ Styles is leaving WWE. AJ Styles, a pillar of WWE and one of wrestling's biggest names, has been at the center of recent rumors about his future. Talk has swirled that the Phenomenal One might return to his old stomping grounds, total non-stop action, for TNA Slammiversary at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. With reports suggesting Styles is in the final stretch of his in-ring career, some speculated he could be leaving WWE for a last run with TNA, but that's not the case. Styles isn't going anywhere permanently. He's under a full-time contract with WWE and is expected to make just a one-off appearance at TNA Slammiversary on July 20th. The buzz kicked off when TNA President Carlos Silva posted on X, hyping the event as the company's greatest achievement and saying, "It's going to be phenomenal." The word phenomenal seems like a clear nod to Styles' nickname, fueling speculation about his involvement. PW Insider also reported that WWE has discussed internally the possibility of Styles appearing at the TNA event. At 48, Styles is nearing the end of his career and has said in interviews he plans to retire by 50. Fightful recently clarified that Styles signed a one-year contract extension with WWE, not a multi-year deal, meaning his current run with the company could wrap up by early 2026. This short-term deal suggests the Phenomenal One might be in his final chapter with WWE, but for now, he remains a key star. Whether WWE has big plans for Styles this year, or if the TNA appearance sparks something more is anyone's guess. R-Truth asks a NSFW question, leaving fans confused. R-Truth, aka Ron Killings, proved once again why his Twitter is a must-follow, dropping a head-scratching NSFW question that caught everyone off guard. Out of nowhere, the WWE veteran tweeted, "Why is there a whole V on my timeline? No context, no follow-up, and no hint of a hack. Just classic, unfiltered R-Truth." Instead of explaining, he casually shifted gears, retweeting fans hyped for his upcoming White Album and new single, both set to drop in August. Nobody's sure what Truth stumbled across on his feed, or if he was even serious, but the tweet sparked a frenzy of chatter. If you're tempted to dig into what he meant, proceed at your own risk. Beyond social media, Truth's been lighting up WWE TV. After dodging a brief release scare, he made a big return at Money in the Bank, greeted by roaring, "We want Truth" chants across Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. He recently scored a quick victory over Aleister Black on the July 11th SmackDown. Embracing the phrase, "I'm driving now," Truth seems to be steering his career with confidence, and fans are along for the unpredictable ride. Kevin Owens had a serious accident in Saudi Arabia. Kevin Owens shared a wild story about a frightening accident he was involved in during a trip to Saudi Arabia. On Cody Rhodes' What Do You Want to Talk About podcast, Owens recounted a dune buggy mishap where the golf cart he was riding in flipped over in the desert. He explained that they'd been told to keep their hands inside if the buggy rolled, but Kathy Kelly, who joined at the last minute, missed the instruction. When the cart started to tip, Owens instinctively grabbed her arms to keep them safe as they rolled. Going through the dunes, great time, amazing time. And then as we go up a dune, I see the buggy in front of us almost go. And in my head I go, oh, we're gonna go. And as we start going, in my head I go, Kathy doesn't know how to keep her F-hands in. I just reached around and grabbed her arms, and as we're rolling, I'm holding on to her, Owens recalled. He clarified that while he didn't save Kelly's life, he made sure she wasn't hurt. Sand poured into the cart during the chaos, and Jamie Noble, also in the buggy, yelled about his ribs before quickly saying he was fine. I didn't save her life, I didn't save her arms, but I tried to make sure she was safe. And then both of us experienced this incredible thing, which is we're upside down in the golf cart, there's sand pouring down our face, our ears, everything. And all we hear is Jamie Noble going, my ribs, my ribs, my ribs, my ribs, ah, I'm okay, Owens said. With Owens currently sidelined by neck and spine issues, it's unclear when the SmackDown star will return to the ring. Seth Rollins addresses his WWE injury. Seth Rollins' match at Saturday night's main event took a rough turn when he injured his knee after landing a Swanton bomb and attempting a moonsault. Unable to continue, the Visionary lost to LA Knight, despite reports that he was set to win. On The Rich Eisen Show, Rollins compared this setback to his 2015 knee injury, noting similarities since he was riding high then, much like now with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He shared that he's in a better mental space this time around. Well, I don't know again because I'm not a doctor. Don't want to do their job. But it feels a lot like 2015 in the sense that I was, kind of in story. I was on my way up to taking the top spot. This is sort of like that, but mentally, I'm in such a different place 10 years gone. I'm just more comfortable with it, he said. Rollins also found a bright side, saying he's looking forward to spending time with his 4.5-year-old daughter during recovery. I'm kind of like trying to find the silver linings, like, my daughter is 4.5, like I'm going to be able to spend a lot of time with her that I might not have been able to otherwise, cause the schedule is going to get crazy, he added. On the latest Jim Cornette drive-thru, WWE veteran Jim Cornette suggested Rollins could stay on TV despite the injury, pointing to Bret Hart's 1997 run in a wheelchair as an example. There's a lot of money on the line here, and if I was them, I would keep Seth on television every week as much as possible, with Heyman, with the other two guys still as the tag team henchmen, whatever the F, and put Seth in remember when Bret was hurt and was in a wheelchair as the leader of the Hart Foundation, but he was still on TV every week. He was really hurt. He had the knee scoped, but we kept him on television, and he was still the leader of the group, Cornette said. Widely seen as one of the best in-ring performers, Rollins' high-flying style came under scrutiny. Cornette suggested he tweak his moveset to stay healthy, especially as he ages. He'll be able to walk around again. He's not, in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. It's just a question of how athletic he's going to be and how much he's going to have to modify his style. And it probably wouldn't be a bad thing if he didn't do as many springboards and hurricane ranas and dives and things as he does now, because he's still getting older anyway. And he's a star, and he doesn't need to, because he can talk for the most part, and he can work, and he's being put in with other big stars that they care about, Cornette said. Roman Reigns is behind recent WWE changes. WWE tweaked Roman Reigns' presentation before his big return on Raw this week, debuting a new OTC1 t-shirt for the OG Bloodline member. The idea for the new moniker came straight from Reigns himself, with sources confirming it was Joe Anoa'i's idea. The original tribal chief wasted no time making an impact, charging in to take out Seth Rollins' stablemates, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, after chaos broke out involving CM Punk and Jey Uso following a gauntlet match. While the WWE Universe roared for his comeback, some fans online weren't thrilled about the OTC1 nickname. Reigns appears to be back for the long haul, advertised for every Raw leading up to SummerSlam in August. Originally, he was rumored to face Seth Rollins at the biggest party of the summer, but with the Visionary sidelined by injury, that plan seems scrapped. Still, Reigns' feud with Paul Heyman's group is far from over. After this week's Raw, there's talk of a tag team match at SummerSlam, with the OG Bloodline, Reigns and Jey Uso, reuniting to take on Breakker and Reed. A one-on-one spear versus spear showdown between Reigns and Breakker could also set MetLife Stadium on fire. With SummerSlam weeks away, all eyes are on Raw to see how the story unfolds and whether Rollins makes a surprise return. Brock Lesnar destroys Bron Breakker. Brock Lesnar hasn't been seen in WWE since SummerSlam 2023, but his name still looms large as one of the biggest in sports entertainment history. With SummerSlam 2025 approaching, fans are buzzing with a new theory about the Beast Incarnate's comeback. On this week's Raw, Paul Heyman called Bron Breakker the next big thing, a nickname famously tied to Lesnar when he first dominated WWE. This nod could set the stage for Lesnar's return after nearly 2 years, potentially as a fan-favorite hero taking on the villainous Breakker. Picture the Beast storming Raw, unleashing Suplex City on the Dog to kick off a blockbuster feud that fans have been craving. A Lesnar-Breakker rivalry wouldn't just be a massive return for Brock. It could skyrocket the 27-year-old former NXT champion into the main event scene faster than planned. The setup feels perfect for WWE's classic hero vs. villain storytelling, especially after Lesnar's torch-passing moment with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam 2023, which hinted at a babyface turn. However, Lesnar's return hinges on legal clearance from WWE's legal team, as past reports have noted. WWE's been fueling the hype, posting videos on their YouTube channel ranking the 25 greatest SummerSlam matches, with Lesnar featured heavily. 4 of his matches made the list: Lesnar vs. Cody Rhodes at number 25, Lesnar vs. Seth Rollins at number 22, Lesnar vs. The Undertaker at number 19, and Lesnar vs. Roman Reigns at number 15. Fans have dubbed him Mr. SummerSlam, underscoring his massive impact at the biggest party of the summer.